Hello, kids. This is Coach Crouch coming to you live from the baseball office. This is a PowerPoint presentation over the physical geography of what we're calling Latin America, which includes Mexico, the countries of Central America, and South America. This unit that covers chapter 9, 10, 11, 12, all that kind of stuff, is over Latin America, our friends to the south. We will discuss physical geography, human geography, how they interact and work together, and any other things associated with the world. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. It is fantastic, and there will be a quiz on it tomorrow. Before we start the presentation, just want to tell you our sponsor, Taco Bueno. When you want a good burrito, you go to Bueno. It's delicious. Welcome back. You can see the political map on your right-hand side of the screen, showing you the countries of Latin America. Mexico at the top, Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. And then our islands over here in the Caribbean, Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, Grand Cayman Islands somewhere in there. Then we have the countries here in South America, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana. If you watch Gold Rush, you're going to see shots of Guyana. Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Argentina. All those are the countries of South America. Very good soccer or football down here in this part of the world. Mountains and highlands of South America, of Latin America, the biggest and probably the most influential landform in the area is the Andes Mountain, right? A part of the large chain that includes the Rockies and the Sierra Madre Mountains. Very big, very important, and as far as weather goes with South America and the interior of South America, there are many active volcanoes along this route. We talked about in our Chapter 9, Section 1 part of your stamp sheet about it being a barrier to movement. A lot of folks settled on the coast because they couldn't go into the interior parts of South America because of these massive mountains. So the Andes Mountains is a very important part of South America. Also, Machu Picchu is up in these mountains, the home of the Inca, which is in Peru, and I'll show you some pictures of those later on. But again, very important part of the landscape of South America. And here are some pictures showing you the mountains. Okay, right here in the top left, this is Machu Picchu. Pretty cool little town, little dwelling on top of these mountains, built way back in the day. And here's some other shots of the Andes Mountains. The highland, made up of mountainous or hilly sections of a country, not necessarily as big as, say, the Andes or something like that, but they are hilly, smaller mountainous areas. Some examples of where this is: the Guiana Highlands and the Brazilian Highlands. Elevated land, not as tall as some of the big, large mountains like the Andes Mountains, but still elevated nonetheless. The Brazilian Highlands shown here, you can see the picture on the left-hand side. Elevated, somewhat flat area, but very brushy. Does not get a lot of rainfall, and because of this, they're very susceptible to fires, as are any area that doesn't have a lot of rain, but with a lot of brush and stuff like that. You can see this picture on the right with all these red dots show all the fires that happened in 2003. So obviously it's an area that's very prone to fires with the dryness that occurs there. There's a picture of the Guiana Highlands. You can see this massive waterfall coming down. Very beautiful place. Lots of picturesque scenes in this area. The plains, similar to those that are here in the States. Llanos in Colombia and Venezuela. Very grassy, treeless areas. Flat, obviously, we're talking about plains, but the Llanos are in Colombia and Venezuela, so make sure you know that. Pronunciation may be wrong, but Cerrado in Brazil. Very flat, very fertile area. They can be used for farming. And the government of Brazil is trying to get people to move there, so they will farm it. But it's difficult to get there, difficult to get started, but it's a place that you could farm if you wanted to. And then the Pampas, which are in Argentina and Uruguay. Okay. Major products are of wheat. Major products are wheat and cattle. Wheat, very big in the area. Cattle, very big in the area as far as we're talking about economics. Money produced in these countries on these plains. Okay. The cowboys there are called gauchos. Again, don't punish me for based on punishment. You can see a picture here of the Llanos flat area, farmed, ability to farm cattle here. These little creatures here, capybara. I pronounce that right, capybara, something like that. Little river otter, rat-looking things. Make up part of the animal kingdom of South America. Here's a picture of Cerrado, the area that people want to move into, in the Pampas. Gauchos, cowboys, basically, of South America. The river systems, obviously the big river of South America and the world is the Amazon. Huge river, stretches 4,000 miles, runs west to east. Tons of tributaries that come from it, carrying tons of water into the Atlantic Ocean. Tons of wildlife, tons of species that some people may never even heard of before. But a very important river to South America. Central America, we're talking about those countries above South America. Guatemala and such, not very dependent on rivers just because there's water all over the place, surrounded by water. The Rio Grande, the river between us and Mexico. The Orinoco River, it's mostly in Venezuela, very important to the Yanomamo people. And then the Amazon, huge, huge river. Okay. Might want to remember that. There's some pictures. See the Rio Grande, the bottom right, and the top right. Very pretty river. Here's the Orinoco River. You can see the people's huts over here on the side of the bank of the river. Some nice housing right there. Here's the Amazon. You can see the river here, part of the river stretching, winding all the way through, things coming off of it. Lots of different species of animals in this river, some that people haven't even seen yet probably. Very, very interesting river as far as that's concerned. Here's the Parana River, and the hydroelectricity plant over there on the left. The islands that make up the Latin America, the Greater Antilles, are your larger islands in the Caribbean. Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico make up your Greater Antilles. Obviously, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, very big tourist areas. And here's some postcard-looking pictures here. Gonna get you wanting to go to these places. And the Lesser Antilles, smaller islands, winds that tend to come across. What is that? Here's some pictures of that. Barbados on the right, St. Lucia Island. These are islands where people talk about vacation time, and this is where they go. End of the slideshow. Hey, end of the show. Quiz tomorrow, Tuesday, October 29, I believe. Yes, October 29. Make sure you understand or know what the large mountain chain on the western part of South America. You need to know where the Llanos are located. The big river that occupies all of South America runs east to west, west to east, and goes into the Atlantic Ocean. What islands make up the Greater Antilles? And what river is the border between us and Mexico? If you know those things, then you'll probably do pretty good on your quiz. Don't forget to thank our sponsor, Taco Bueno. See you guys.